Now, I want to spend some time today talking about something I wish I knew when I was actively doing business. I wish someone had created content like what I'm about to share with you when I started, when I got into business in 2004. And I really wish someone had come out to just make me know this. It would have saved me a lot of energy and would have put me on the right path to connecting with people much faster. Um, so today I'm going to be talking about getting engagement as a business. Getting engagement as a business, that is getting clients to really come to you with a determination to work with you, not with a choice, with a determination, with an eagerness, with somewhat of a pushiness to work with you. They are there and they're determined to work with you. You know, Monday mornings are very interesting for me. When I start my Monday mornings and I get to look through my WhatsApp status or some of social media platforms that I'm on, I realize that Monday mornings are like a circus. I find it very entertaining because I get to see a lot of small businesses, young entrepreneurs. It's like there's a Monday morning spirit. Like they've gone through the weekend, but they just believe on Monday, we need to get out there, get those clients, and the energy is back up again. And it's like a circus. I see a lot of businesses trying to catch your attention. So they start out with strategies that they feel would be a good way to start the week. And it's always funny to me when I see these things, and it just takes me back to when I was actively doing business as a graphic designer, and I used to do some of these things, and they used to yield very little results. And I can almost imagine, I'm almost very sure that a lot of these companies and small startups that do stuff like this get very little results. I'm very sure of that. I don't think there's anything that would have changed in the human psyche between um, when I was actively doing business, which was, I'm talking about 2-3 years ago, and now. I don't think it's going to change even in the next 300 years. Human beings are still the same. One pretty big mistake I see people do is they try to provide confidence. And what I mean by this is I see a lot of people try to come across confidence as a means of winning clients. So you see them say, a new week, do you need to get this done? We are the best to do it for you. So what they do is they try to provide confidence. So they always come out and say, hey, do you think you need this right now? We are the best for you. We are the best. We are the best at doing this thing. It's us. We are number one. We are the professionals. We are the go-to people. We are really good at what we do. So they always try to come across confident. So you see like some kind of egotistic type kind of post that a lot of people put out there in a means to win clients. We have this impression that the more confident and braggadocious that we sound, people will just come submitting to, oh, I need to work with this person because of how confident they sound. I think that's the weakest way to position yourself in people's minds. I see a lot of people do this with marketing. Do you understand? So even if they're off social media and they're printing flyers, you just say, we are the best, we have the best, we have the best. I think that word best is abused now, and I don't think it means much to people anymore. It's easy to say. It's so easy to tell people that you are the best at something. But I don't think people are biting that bait anymore. You're going to do way more than telling people you are the best. Being the best is, or saying you are the best, isn't a productive strategy anymore. There's something that is said here in Nigeria. It says, monkey wowo, but him mama like him. What that simply means is that no matter how ugly a creature is, the mother will still think it's beautiful. I'm yet to see a mother that delivers a baby and tells you she delivered an ugly baby. So yes, you're going to think you're the best. Yes, you're going to think your product is the best. Yes, you're going to say it. That doesn't catch anybody's attention anymore. Because when you say you're the best, you have 500 other people too in your industry using the same adjective, saying they're the best to qualify themselves, telling people that they are the right choice to go with. It doesn't win clients. It's actually the weakest way to position yourself in people's minds. Providing confidence. Saying you're confident about what you do doesn't really instill confidence in the mind of potential clients. The second thing I see people try to do, which is a tad better than just saying you are the best, is people try to provide proof. Now, I was an expert in doing this. And what this means is people whip out their portfolios and show what they have done for other people. That is really good. So people dig right in there to get the best of their work. To show social proof. People have worked with me before and they are satisfied. Check out the work I did for them. Check out what they said about me. Now, this yields some results. It actually does, but not as much as we imagine, and not commensurate to the effort we put in displaying our portfolio. You see, I want us to know that business is driven by engagement, not inquiries. Business is driven by engagement, not inquiries. When you put out your portfolio and your portfolio is really good, what happens a lot of times is that it inspires people to ask you how much it costs to make inquiries. And a lot of times as a business, there's a dangerous zone you can get into where you feel you're making progress because people are making inquiries. What you want is for people to engage in purchase of your service or your product. Portfolios are not enough to get people to say, I must work with you. Not. You might get some people, but at best with portfolios, people will say, oh, let me call this person to see how much it costs. Even though I have a rigid price in my mind. And if this person says anything above that price, then the nice ones will tell you they can't work with you. Most of them will ghost on you. Providing proof doesn't work on people because people are inherently selfish. They're not as motivated as other people's work or achievements with you. There's still a detachment from them. I want to have you know that people are selfish, are self centered. They think about them. That's how we are wired. We think about ourselves first. That someone else's work is good might attract me to ask you, can we work together? But it doesn't put me in a position where I'm determined to work with you. It doesn't build a connection between you and I. Actually, it doesn't. And what you need is connection. It's connection that fosters engagement. That's why I won't advise you to rely on your portfolio. You can use your portfolio, but a lot of people rely on it too much. Monday mornings, I see all manner of portfolios, reels with music, interesting reels. But a lot of people are going to look at these reels and scroll past. Scroll past. So providing proof really isn't the best way to get engagement, productive engagement from clients. You need to do much better than just showing people your portfolio. I remember a time when I was really desperate to get clients, and I went back to dig deep into my portfolio to get the best of my work, best of the best of my work I'd done for clients, international clients, clients in Nigeria. But then, when I put it out there, very impressive portfolio. I have an impressive portfolio as a designer, but I remember putting out there and nobody called. Nobody. Absolutely nobody called. I realized it wasn't about the portfolio. I realized how weak the portfolio was in building a connection. I realized how weak it was. See, the thing about portfolio is that sometimes when you put your portfolio out there, one thing, if your portfolio is really good, one thing it would guarantee is it would inspire people in your field. It will get you a lot of people that will be inspired by you. It will give a lot of people in your field ideas. That's what it's going to do. It's going to get you a lot of prodigies. People that come to you for inspiration, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But that's not what businesses are established for. So that used to happen to me a lot. When I put out my portfolio, what I got were a lot of fellow designers that would tell me, "Oh, sir, I love your work. Oh, sir, I love your work. I'm so inspired by your work. This has just motivated me today. I'm going to do something like this too and put my work together." I got a lot of inspired designers, but not a lot of convinced clients. I got a lot of people asking to be mentored by me, but not a lot of people coming to engage with my service. So providing proof a lot of times doesn't get you the results you want as a business. That engagement from clients, that exchange of money for your service or your product. To get you a lot of accolades from your peers, who in the long run might become your competitors. But then not clients. Another thing I realized is when you put out your portfolio and there's no connection, or even inspires people to come for an inquiry. And I said inquiries do not build businesses. What you want is engagement. You want inquiries that you know are leading towards an engagement. What happens a lot is that when the client cannot work with you, they've seen your portfolio. When they find somebody whose rate is more comfortable with them, what a lot of them can do is take that portfolio that you've put out there and show it to the next person. I say, I want you to do something like this. What this guy has done, do it like this. So not only do you become an inspiration, you become a sense of direction for somebody else that the client is willing to work with. Do it like this because there's no connection with you. No connection. They can easily, no emotion. Take that thing you put up, that photo, that reel, download it, and they're showing somebody, I want something like this, exactly like this. Of course, you will have some people that will come and tell you they want to work with you based on your portfolio. But a lot of times we realize we get, for every 10 inquiries, 1 engagement. Now that kind of fair self. That's not too bad, but sometimes you get all inquiries for months, no engagement. So providing proof doesn't really work. It takes a lot of resources, but doesn't really work. Now I want us to get into the zone of what really works. One thing I've come to realize after years of doing business that I wish I knew earlier was the concept of providing knowledge. Providing knowledge. I don't see enough young, small businesses providing knowledge. Telling people how to do things. Providing knowledge. I've come to realize providing knowledge is probably the strongest way of winning clients, of getting clients to a place where they come and say, I want to work with you. I must work with you. Yes, I know there are other people out there doing the same thing, but you are the one I want to work with. Providing knowledge. Teaching people how to do things. Sharing some of your industry secrets with the public. I know it sounds counterintuitive. If you teach them, why should they come to you? And that's the misconception we have about teaching. We don't understand that it's not about using the knowledge. The beautiful thing about teaching is that it tells people you care about them. They might never use what you tell them. But the concept that you care enough to try to empower them with knowledge always builds a connection. Always. If I had someone that told me how to service my car by myself, or service my generator, just showed me a video or gave me a tip how to change my oil or replace my brake pads, doesn't mean I would ever do it. I might never ever use that information. But if they had a service station, chances are I would work with them. Because I would feel like they care enough to share information with me, to empower me, I'm sure they will care enough to do my job well. You see, I didn't embrace teaching early enough. But ever since I started teaching people through my YouTube channel, through my podcast, I've had more people reach out to me saying, I want to work with you. I need to work with you. I have way more people knock on my door saying, I really want to do this thing. I saw this thing you taught about or taught on. Providing knowledge is more emotional than providing proof or providing confidence. It does more to endear the client than showing them your portfolio or telling them you're the best. I really wish more business owners on Monday mornings will start by sharing a tip. A tip on how to do something relating to your service or your product. Just a tip. A tip. A fact. Is that restraint from putting your business first and putting people first that actually does more to help your business. That restraint from building your own ego to building people is what builds a connection. Provide knowledge. Provide knowledge, no matter how small. Consistently provide knowledge. Teaching is an obligation, not an occupation. And people really need to understand this. It's an obligation. It's a moral obligation we have. Make use of it. It endears people. It actually does. That's why when you have people in particular industries that write books on subject matters, it helps their businesses. Helps their businesses incredibly. I tell people that the first time I ever got paid ₦1,000,000 was not by showing my portfolio or by saying I was the best. It was someone watching one of my YouTube videos teaching people how to do things. I remember watching this video about Aristotle, the philosopher. And for those of you that might not know, Aristotle was a teacher and a mentor to Alexander the Great, who was a very great, influential leader of his time. But Aristotle was appointed by Alexander's father, Philip. Now, they had not known each other. But Aristotle at that time was a very popular teacher. He used to teach on life and his ideas on life. He had an academy that he was teaching. And Philip heard about him. Philip was a very, very influential man. And he said, I want this man to teach my son. Aristotle did not need to market himself, or said or tell people he was the best teacher for noble children. No, all he did was provide knowledge, and knowledge got him engagement with nobility. Provide knowledge. I don't see enough small businesses do this, providing knowledge. Curb that urge to slap out your logo and say, we are the best. You want to work with us? Stop working with amateurs, work with the pros. Has that really helped you, if you're being honest with yourself? Curb that urge to show the work you did last week, telling people how awesome it is. Reels, 5-minute reels of slides of your product or your services. People are selfish. They don't see themselves as much in other people's work. They think of themselves. What are they getting from it? Give them knowledge that is for them. Provide knowledge. The cherry on the cake to providing knowledge, because I don't want to stop at providing knowledge, even though it works magic. But there's a little cherry on the cake to providing knowledge. So knowledge is the cake, but it's the cherry that makes the cake more beautiful and more excellent. People that want to go one step further in guaranteeing connection go beyond just providing knowledge, but they add to the provision of knowledge a provision of intimacy. Provide intimacy. And what does this mean? It means showing your potential clients that you are not a corporation, but a person. That at the very core, there's a human being running this corporation. It's showing your humanness. And how can you do this? You see, I meet a lot of people that are incredibly skilled, have incredibly good offers as businesses. But one big shortcoming they have is that they are shy. So many people shy. And I look at some of them and I go, why are you shy? Why are you shy? Some of them amazing looking people, beautiful people. I'm like, why are you shy? Show them the human behind the corporation. Show your face. Let them hear your voice. There are too many people, when I visit their pages on Instagram, they're not even using their voices. Everything is a voice over. There's a song over. Show your face. Let people see your face. Let people hear your voice. It builds intimacy. It tells them you're human. Intimacy is the clincher. It's a clincher when you can provide knowledge and provide some level of intimacy. You don't have to dance. You don't have to dance. All you have to do is just show yourself. Let them know what you look like. Let them know what you sound like. Intimacy, especially as it comes to business, doesn't mean you have to go into the private areas of your life. It just means that they need to see you as a human being, functioning as a human being, teaching as a human being. And you see how much this will do to get your engagement in the long run. It takes you beyond the zone of inquiries to the zone of, I really need to work with you. Trust me, there's something about you that makes people connect with you. Not your business name, something about you. It's your name. Your name. Your name as a person. Your name reminds somebody of their brother, their sister, their friend. Your face. Your face does something to make people connect with you. The way you cut your hair, the way you wear your hair, the background of your video, the sound of your voice, little things. That shyness robs us off. Little things, those cherries on the cake. Those cherries on the cake leave an extra good taste in your mouth, in the mouth of your client. So at the end of the day, what I want to encourage us to do, as you do your business, as a small business, as a young entrepreneur, don't forget to share knowledge. Don't forget to provide intimacy. And you'll realize that you'll get more engagement than dead-end inquiries. My name is Tola, T.A. Alabi, and you'll be listening to my podcast, ProUp Masterclass.